Hey everyone, Kyle once again, and welcome back to another episode review of Reincarnated as a Sword, episode 2. And the show this far has been a very fun series to watch so far. As of yesterday, we have let's say like the sword was the star of the last episode. Now that this episode, it's more Fran's episode, and Fran, I would say she was also very another fun character to watch. I've been enjoying our two characters, and this show has been a very fun series too. So, like yesterday, how we got to know our guy who became a sword into another isekai world, and then we have met our former slave girl. Now Free now is now the wielder of the most powerful sword in the series. And Fran, like I said, she's just very she's cute, adorable, but then she could be a very badass at the same time now. And she's just another great character, a fun character for me to watch. So, but like it was the first episode, like it was the sword who was the star of the episode. Now in this episode, the second one is now Fran's now the star of it now. And listen, she stole the show. And just pick up where we left off, where she's training, fighting all these like goblins, like leveling herself up, because she wants to be strong, so that she basically wants to achieve what her parents failed to do, and like be stronger and like evolve, because they said how her, like especially her type of her species, the black cats, they haven't been able to fully evolve. Like they're like the lowest of the species in this world, and like her parents attempt to make it make themselves strong and evolve, right? But they failed to do so, and that's how they died. So now she wants to try to achieve where they failed. And now what they getting the sword now, which now our lead character, which she calls her teacher, she now has she is now wielded the most basically the powerful sword basically almost in this world, right? Totally OP. So she meets this guy who's traveling with this creature with this wagon, and attacked by goblins, and takes him out very easily. She learns all these abilities like selfless chants and other magic type moves. And then and we get this nice little talk of where between the sword and Fran, and how the relationship with the two characters are fun, and it's not like it's the sword, he's not a pervert or anything. He's just, it's like a bond between, like I said, teacher and student, and then when he gets into town, that when she walks into this town, all these other people around her, they're like very discriminating to her, because to like a lot, but like pretty much everybody in this world, right, that her species, these black cats, are like the lowest of the species, right, and very discriminating, where you could probably say racist, no, but that is kind of the way how we treat the Fran in this world. So they, like I said, they just think that that someone like her, should not be around, because like her species are like the lowest, right? But when she proves them wrong, when she goes to this place to apply to be an adventurer, like I said, she wants to achieve what her parents did. She wants to make herself evolve and strong, and she probably goes to this place where this guild where you apply to be an adventurer, and like I said, people are around her, like this particular group of thugs, or let's say mercenaries. They just look at her at disgust, And then this likable character, this girl by the name of Nell, who works at this place. Like not like they were a desk clerk or receptionist though, but takes these people who wants to become adventurers and applies to like makes them apply for this wherever they want to be, right? And she has this very mean. She maybe looks nice though, but she has this inner demeanor, saying that in her mind she looks at all these guys inside this building, so you wish they all just die. And so it was just funny at the end of the episode where she actually slipped up, where she actually says it out loud. And but then she gets proved wrong, because when they see her when she sees Fran, a child, who's like 12, and wants to become an adventurer, is like, okay, but she'll do it anyway. And then she takes it to this battlefield test, where people applied as adventurer to do a battle test. So So Fran goes up against this guy who's the test, right? And if she beats him, she passes. And when it starts with the action happens, it's very well done, very well animation, and Fran can be a badass, and she's dodging very well, and she uses her powers with the sword, casts all these selfless chances, because the girl Nell sees that doing all these moves while performing magic at the same time, it's like having two brains work at the same time, right? Because she wants to. Because the teacher, the sword, wants to keep it a secret where he can only communicate with her telepathically. So she doesn't want her telling anybody that. So, and it's very well done animation, and eventually she beats him, and the guy who she beat the guy rises from the rubble. It's like, oh, did I pass? And the guy rises from the rubble with a thumbs up, and that was funny too. So she gets her card, her Adventurers Guild card. And for a specific type of adventure, she picks it because there was a whole bunch that she applied to. She applied for what was it, sword mage, or I think it was. And like even though actually the face with the sword, his face is like he's all happy and all that stuff, which I always like those little. I like that little happy the face gestures that the sword gives, And then when she leaves, because now she can trade also to make herself earn money. She can trade in items or in this case dead carcasses for money, right? And she uses this spell to bring out all these dead carcasses to Nell, and she uses this whole entire sack of gold, which is like two, I forgot the name, but like 2 something worth of gold, but in English basically it's like over 2 million yen basically to the sword's surprise, right? So those group of mercenary thugs looking guys, who were big, just staring her down, just in disgust, right? They get in her way, saying, "Hey, you're how could a lower species like you, a black cat, can be that apply for adventurer? You're just essentially you're a child. Your species is scum and all that stuff, right?" And then so she makes a subconscious, like without saying anything, a chantless magic saying that basically just cuts this one guy's legs off. And it was like, ooh, and then she does all the same thing to all these other guys, but doesn't kill them though. But they won't be able to get up for a while. And even Nell has had enough of them. She's saying, "Wish you all die already." And they were like, okay, she actually slipped up. Let that. She usually says that in her mind, but she actually said that out loud. And so now she goes out and just goes and walks out the door, and then there's this one guy who, as she leaves, there's this one person who was like, I forget what the species was, but he has this one eye who also has that ability to see like more of the person's stats are, and yeah, and that's it for this episode. So yeah, Fran, she was definitely the star of the show. She was, like I said, she's cute, adorable, but at the same time she can be very badass. And since she's now wields the very powerful, although to the sword's surprise, he thought he was like the only very powerful weapon there is, but until he looked at the stats of the other ones, which there are other very powerful weapons as well. But she will, like I said, like I said, he will make her very powerful, and she will help her dream to become strong and evolve too. So you get this nice chemistry between the swords and friends. So like I say, it's like teacher and student bond basically, and I really enjoyed that. And that was kind of like a refreshing take on it. It's not the guy he's not gonna fall in love with the girl, or he's a perverted guy just like who enjoys sleeping with her. No, it's more of, like I said, it's a teacher and student bond, which I thought was enjoyable. And all these isekai type of animes I've been watching recently, I know I recently saw the one which I did not review. Like I said, I mentioned Hair in the Labyrinth of Another World. I like that series, and or the other ones I've watched from last year, like So Was Spider, So What. But I've been liking this series a lot. So just right as of now, from 2 episodes, I've enjoyed it. And so this has been a very so far it's been a fun series. And like I said, more of this, and I like the chemistry that with the sword and Fran have. And Fran, like the first episode, it was a sword who was the star of the show. This episode, it was Fran, and she can be. There was even where with the dialogues that she said that she can be very cold, and very. It's like basically you just don't want to. You better be on her good side, basically. Otherwise, she'll show no mercy since she holds a very OP sword, So, and also the character Nell, I also like her. Hoping we see a little bit more with her again as well. And but now she's on her way. She applied for she applied to the guild to be an adventurer, and she's on her way to achieve to evolve and become strong, And it's like but it was also interesting how it was just like all the people in the world they were just very discriminating to her because black cats, like I said, that in this world it appears that they're just the lower species, But now she wants to prove everybody wrong now. But episode 2 of Reincarnated as a Sword I enjoyed, and I'm really liking this series so far. So, but anyway, that's episode 2. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for the next episode review and the next more for Halloween month movie reviews. Stay tuned for more of those, and we'll see you in the next video. Later.